cold out here, huh? All right, happy Tuesday morning to you all. Sun is coming up bright and early. I'm gonna be staring straight into that on my commute in this morning. Let's take a look at the weather report, shall we? We've got 54 degrees. Looks like we got rain coming this weekend. That's suboptimal considering my weekend plans that I will discuss on the ride. There's one screenshot. And what do we got? 100% humidity. Yeah, it's thick out here. Right at the dew point this morning. No wind. Well, a little bit of wind. Not too bad. But anywho, I'm headed into the warehouse. Got some early morning work to do there for a couple of hours. Getting ready for a project. I gotta gather up a handful of, if I can get my pocket zipped here, I've got to gather up a handful of computers, take over to an office we're retrofitting for one of my workmate slash customers. It's one of his customers, so I got computer equipment loaded in there. Got some spare clothes loaded in there, and I've got my backpack and all that on, so I'm triple bagging today. No Lance Armstrong. Oops, I forgot to put on my waist strap for this bag so it doesn't flap around. I'll be spending the night at the warehouse tonight, potentially tomorrow night as well. It's going to get pretty cold overnight, but I've got a heater in there, and my cot and sleeping bag and all that, so I'll be fine. I've got a bunch of hardware that I've got to get sorted and ready to go for a job that's going to happen late this week into next week. Server equipment that's got to be refurbished, drive array that I've got to get sanitized, updated, and ready to deploy. Found a customer that needed a drive array expansion for one of their existing storage servers, and I just happen to have 4 of those monkeys on my shelf, so it's nice to get rid of some of that old hardware, I'll tell you. This is just barely scratching the surface, though. I mean, just, that's all. I've got so much stuff in there to get rid of. Anyway, I thought I'd take the Rebel out. It hasn't had any exercise in a while. My 500X is at the warehouse right now. My Silver Wing's at home. I could ride that for this commute, but Rebel needs a little exercise, keep the battery fresh. Probably stop over at 7 Taco this morning, right there close to my warehouse. The Whataburger around the corner from me that I usually go grab early breakfasts and stuff is shut down for construction. My buddy and I rolled in there the other day. Actually, my son and I, that's who it was. My son and I rolled through there because we went to the warehouse to drop some things off and thought, hey, biscuits and gravy sound good. So we went over there to Whataburger, and they didn't have the entrance closed, but you could see work trucks all over the place. So we thought, all right, well, we'll pull in there. As were a bunch of other people, a whole train of us, like 5 or 6 cars, including a big FedEx delivery truck and another big truck. We all pulled in there, and they've got the whole back portion of the parking lot blocked off with other work trucks intentionally, and you can't get out the other side. So we're all doing this redneck road train trying to figure out how to turn around in there. Butt heads. Put a sign out on the street, some cones or something, sorry, closed for renovations. And as we're pulling out, there are more people pulling in. It's like, no, not gonna work. So no Whataburger for me today. I will do 7 Taco. They had a pretty good breakfast burrito. Get a couple of hours work done, and then headed out to this client's engagement around 11. So timing should work out. I need about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to gather all the equipment. It's going to be a handful of workstations, monitors, all the trimmings, cables, all the normal stuff. I have no idea what we're gonna have to do as far as data transfer or whatever. I'm sure that's gonna be fun. This is replacing a bunch of old, and I'm talking old, Windows 7 machines. They were old when Windows 7 came out. They were repurposed from, God, I don't even know. It must have been like the tail end of Millennium Edition or something. I don't even know. They're ancient. They're barely running. At the odds, they're barely running as it is, and then now, you know, Windows 7 has been deprecated out of service forever, and these machines are just limping along at best, and now they can't open a lot of modern websites. The browsers aren't supporting newer encryption standards and SSL certs and root cert authorities and all that, so they can't figure out why their stuff isn't working. Well, your stuff isn't working because it's over 15 years old. And they're trying to integrate with my my partner's medical billing infrastructure, and the infrastructure says nope. Well, they're doing some more work here on this little corner. They've already moved the utilities for the most part, except for some of those power poles there. I'm not sure what they're going to do with these sewers and bunkers and stuff. I don't know. They widened this out and moved everything back in anticipation of putting in a dedicated turn lane here, which is sorely needed, but it seems to have stalled. And welcome to Texas, Houston. You got sidewalks that just appear out of nowhere and stop, and appear and stop. My plans this weekend are Neil is coming in town to do the prisoner exchange, my PCX 150 for his Zuma 125. So he's going to load up the new and improved PCX 150 after his Mad Max modifications and fabrication extraordinaire fun that he's done to it. He made an auxiliary tank that plumbs straight into the main tank that sits in the hump, and some driving light mounts and some other stuff on the front of it. So he's going to bring that back. I still haven't heard anything else from the attorneys on the insurance payment stuff. There have been a couple of more emails batted back and forth between them and Geico regarding the payouts, and it looks like they are still negotiating or trying to figure out some of the medical bills, which I don't understand. I mean, if they're getting reductions, okay, fine, but they already know what the bills are. There's no more bills to tally. I turned off that friggin' money spigot April or May or something like that, when they just kept bouncing me around like a ping pong ball. I was like, no, I'm not playing that game. I think it was around April. And so anybody that had bills to submit, I'm sure they're long submitted by now. Man, that is a weird looking cloud front. It's like that movie, The Fog. Has very low level clouds there. We've hit our high temperature today, by the way. We're not getting any warmer. It's just it levels out, and we'll be getting cooler throughout the day, or the evening. We're gonna get down to I think 37 overnight. It's gonna be very chilly. So sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I got to get through there, and you people aren't paying attention. Shit dirt. That smells good. Not. Woo, man, that is fresh compost. Right out of the pony's tail. Woo, buddy. This is bizarre. Clear skies and then fog. Are you getting over? Are you getting over? I'm waiting on you. Okay. You stay there. Yeah, I think I'll just roll right over here to 7 Taco and grab some food before I even go to the office or warehouse. Since I'm stopping and going and stopping and going. Okay, 7 Taco. Oh, yeah, fingers are cold. Yeah, can't feel my pocket. Okay, what is for breakfast today? Chicken taco. Oh, that's lunch. Breakfast. Here we go. Let's see what we have. I'll probably have to kill this because of the music.
It's getting colder out there.
It just dropped about 8 degrees or so. You should have seen right over by the hospital. I'm rolling in on the highway and it's just blue sky, and then right around Memorial City Mall and the hospital area over there, there's this gray wall. It's like a division line. It's crazy, and it just rolled in and blocked out the sun, and everything got cold. So woo.
It's not following you, is it?
It might be.
Hurry.
No kidding. 12-inch flour tortilla. Man, I could eat some of that later. That's what I'll do. I'll get that and I'll eat half of it later. Okay, so breakfast quesadilla. And I'll do bacon. Okay. All right, I think I figured it out. I'm going to do the breakfast quesadilla.
We're here to go, sir.
To go, please. And I'll do bacon on that.
Got it? Anything else?
That's it.
A few moments later.
All right. Food to go. I'm just going to set it on my lap. I don't have anywhere to tie it down. Do. If I had my little cargo net, I could strap it over that, but I don't, so I won't. Oops. Do that yet? Gotta get the key out before the glove, huh? As many decades as I've been riding, you think I'd have that routine down pat, but no! Every time I put on the helmet, oh, forgot, didn't put my earplugs in. Every time I put on my gloves, oh yeah, the key is in my pocket, zipped up, and I can't reach the zipper. Dumbass. Okay. I got the spicy meatballs here. Yeah. Which way out? That's the question. This is the better way out. Oop, I'm crunching my container. I hear it going squish. Ah, I just lost it. Yeah. Just lost it. I leaned the bike a little too far, and now, of course, the stand is not going to hold. It's upside down. Okay, so what can I do with this? That's what I can do with it. Put it right up here on that. Maybe? That's not ideal, but I'll make it work. It'll work. Thanks for waiting. We got the flying Mexican food. Ooh. Man, that sun is bright. I've arrived. Get some work done. First I'm going to eat breakfast, then I'm going to get some work done. Hey! Crushing the box again. Glad it's contained. Ugh. Alright then. So, welcome back to the next day. Stayed at the warehouse last night. Got down to about 37 overnight. Pretty chilly, but the front office was warm. I had a heater in there. Worked just fine. Let's see what the forecast is now. It's going to get chilly again tonight. I know that for sure. It's 59 right now. It feels colder out here than that to me, but yeah, that's just me. So we are getting down to 40 again tonight, it looks like. 40-ish, maybe a little lower than that out there in Katy. Katy got down to just above freezing this morning from what I understand. 24%, that's pretty dry. Anywho, heading home. Probably won't be able to make a full ride home. Where are my gloves? My gloves are in the warehouse. I'm gonna need those. It's chilly. Gloves in hand. Got them. Gonna be gloves on hand in a moment. I don't feel like diddling with that pocket again, so I'm just gonna zip this up and call it done. There we go. Alright, so as I was saying, I don't think I'll be able to make a full ride home vlog because I'm gonna be in rush hour. It's long and slow, and this battery is only half charged, so not likely going to survive the trip. Well, the battery, hopefully I do. Ugh. So I had the little Hunter out here and fired it up. It ran. I was very, very surprised about that. I mean, I figured there was nothing wrong with the engine and ECU and all that, but sitting for 14 months with declining battery and all that, and old fuel, it's 14-month-old fuel in there, but no problem. It ticked right over, man. 3 rotations and it lit. I couldn't believe it. So that's a good sign. I'll try to get into that project this winter, over the next couple of months, I guess, whatever, as time permits, time and budget. I need to check all the prices on the parts. Now, I've made the tentative list. I know what items are damaged and need to be refreshed or replaced, but I don't know how much some of that is going to be. Some of it might get a little bit too pricey to make it feasible. Well, we'll see. I have a seat, the original seat to put back on there. I've got the original levers, little stuff like that. Won't really add to the cost so much. The expensive bits are going to be the tank and potentially the front forks. And that's assuming that the frame is still in good shape. If the frame is twisted or really messed up, then I'm just going to punt and sell it off for parts. But if the frame appears to be reasonably straight, then it's salvageable. Just bolt-on stuff and little minor replacement bits. Luckily, most of the parts for that Hunter are cheap. Last time I was shopping, the factory parts list and stuff on it, I was surprised how cheap everything was. Oh man, should have gone. Oh well. I remember looking at the tank, and I want to say it was $250 or something like that, minus the fuel pump and sender assembly. That's another couple $100 all by itself. Are you gonna go? Are you going? Are you going? Are you going? Are you going? Get, go. Man, what are you doing? So the fuel pump and sender are okay on my unit. Obviously, it's just cosmetic issues, scraped up, dented in a couple spots from sliding on the ground and getting banged into by the handlebars. The fork tubes, if they are bent, that could get expensive. I don't know. I haven't looked at the prices on that yet. Everything else is just simple stuff, so we'll find out. I'm kind of guessing, just roughly estimating, that I'll be at about under $800 for the whole repair. Now, me doing the labor, of course. If I paid a shop, it would be ridiculous, but it's all easy stuff.